right, so in our previous video, what we did was calculate ratios of VMT. And we're going to use those ratios to estimate the emissions. We're going to use Theis to get the emissions out of. So that's what we're going to demonstrate in this video, is getting the county-wide emissions out of Theis so we can use these ratio values that we calculated. So first, we're going to go into Theis, and what we need to do first is that, notice we're in the inventory year of 2016, and that is because we have been entering our own sources into the Theis project, and what we want is the NEI data from 2014. So what we need to do first is change the inventory year from 2016 to 2014, because we need to go back to our 2014 data from the NEI. So click on the little icon that looks like a calendar, and that opens up this screen that shows the inventory years. So what we want to do is we want to click the checkbox that is adjacent to 2014. So click next to 2014, and we get this message box that says, are you sure you want to switch? Do you really want to switch from 2016 to 2014? And we say, yes, I do. So we click yes, and that shows the inventory year has changed to 2014. So we can close this. And now to confirm that we're in 2014, we look on this left-hand side of our screen, and that confirms that we are in 2014. So now what we need to do is we need to run the report in Theis to get the on-road emissions out of Theis for the county level. So if we go to reports, we're all very familiar with this report screen now. If we scroll down to on-road sources, we click by location, and that's the report we want, because we want the county-wide emissions for the on-road sources. So right now, all of the counties are selected, and we only want to select Yavapai County and Coconino County. So we click on this box on top of another box that's blank to uncheck all. And we're only going to select Coconino and Yavapai because our fictional reservation only spans those two counties. We click next. And this tells us it's annual, that's what we want. It's reported in tons, which is also what we want. And we click next. And now we need to select what pollutants we want to include. And I am only focusing on criteria pollutants for my emissions inventory. So I'm only going to select the criteria pollutants. So those are the ones that are in black here. Lead's also a criteria pollutant, but it's not shown because there is no lead emissions for on-road sources in the data. So click next again, and there's nothing we need to change for this particular report. So we're gonna go ahead and click finish. And this shows us how the report looks in Theis. You'll see we've got Coconino and Yavapai County, and we've got the total emissions. This one happens to be carbon monoxide. If we clicked on the next couple pages, we would see the other pollutants. But what we need to do is we need to export this out into a spreadsheet, because what we want to do is do some calculations on the data to estimate the emissions at the reservation level based on our VMT allocation ratio. So to export a report out of Theis, you use this little envelope icon. What you want to select is Microsoft Excel, and what we need to select here is data only, because if you select this one that doesn't say data only, it keeps the formatting of the report that's shown in Theis. We don't want the formatting, we just want the data. So we're going to select data only, click OK. Disk file means it's just going to be saved to your computer, that's what we want, so say OK. And we can use these default format options. We don't need to change anything here, so we can just click OK on this. And now what we want to do is give this file a descriptive name and tell it where we want it to save. So I'm going to save it in the same file that my Theis project is in. And let's change the name of this to 2014 NEI County Emissions Onroad Yavapai Oconino. It's really good to give files descriptive names because then you know what they are when you look at them again. Also, it's really a good idea to write down the name of the file and the location in your logbook so you'll always remember where you saved it. So I'm going to do that and click Save. And that's how we get the data out of Theis. Our next video is going to go over what to do with the data once it's out of Theis and how to apply that VMT allocation to the data.